Today's episode is brought to you by the book Everyone is a Sinner But Me, available now at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. Pre-recorded from Volpes Studios, it's the MCS1 show, featuring Caleb Hanna, and now your host, MCS1.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another exciting edition of the MCS1 show. I'm MCS1, once again joined with Caleb Hannon. Hey, Caleb.
What up, Mark?
Yo, so I know what's up. The White Trash Bash!
Yeah! Boom! Boom! I am loving the White Trash Bash.
Probably one of our best and first event, pretty much. First is the best.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Why'd you have to accentuate that we don't have other events, Mark?
So today we're gonna get on bracket 2 of the White Trash Bash, and it's gonna be fun.
It's a bit of a doozy.
So last week we went over our first bracket, fictional characters,
highlighted very clearly by Will Sasso. Doing Steven Seagal and Kenny Rogers.
And I've already gotten some good feedback on this or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, I did my the funniest feedback I got was actually from my brother. And he says, if you don't have Cletus from The Simpsons win this thing, I'm gonna throw a fit. And so,
well, we can't. It's not gonna. Like, we don't get to decide.
Yeah,
who
we don't
wins.
get to decide. I mean, it's purely up to chance, which is what makes it beautiful. But today, I'm hoping that he and many others will find a new favorite contender coming out of this. I know with this bracket here, I have a favorite contender.
I have a very clear favorite.
I think your favorite contender and my favorite contender are the same person.
Most likely, yes.
Yes, most likely.
We'll get to that, though.
Oh, yes, we shall. So let's get into it. So bracket number 2 for the White Trash Bash is entitled Country and Music.
Now, not to be confused with country music.
Yeah, not to be confused with country music.
I don't know. I find that term used very loosely there.
Yeah.
Country music. Come on, guys. Really?
So
really?
This is basically white trash from the country that also happens to sing, and also white trash that also happens to be in the music business.
Yeah, they're in the music industry
as well. You know? So we went with country and music, and this is gonna be awesome. Let's start off with our first matchup. We have one of my favorite white trash Disney princesses.
Ooh.
Actually, my favorite trashy Disney princess, Miley Cyrus.
Oh man,
I love
if
Miley.
She isn't the epitome of trashiness at this point.
You know, I love her because she's trashy.
Yeah.
I don't love her because she's perfect. I love her because she's trashy.
I just love her because she's a wrecking ball.
I do too, dude. And I got so many Miley stories. Like she has really impacted my life. Like when I was in community college, and I was an RA. I told some of my residents I had a fear. That's back when she was like 16, 17, that she was going to become the president.
Ew.
Now if she was president, that'd be really cool.
Okay.
But I don't see it happening.
Well,
but I was afraid because she was so popular that I was afraid we're just going to be like,
dude, if she
have the
ran,
key to the U.S. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I mean, let's be serious though. Would that be Miley Cyrus as president or Hannah Montana as president?
See, back then it was mostly Hannah Montana.
See, right
now
there.
That she's Miley Cyrus and fully Miley Cyrus, I'm cool with this.
Right.
And I once held a Halloween party with my friend Casey William Walker, and Merlin was there and a bunch of my other friends. And there was certain music Casey did not want to play or had played at the party. And one of them was Wrecking Ball. And so I was just like, play Wrecking Ball. He's like, no, play Wrecking Ball. And he finally did it. And we're just like, yeah. And like the whole place cheered, went nuts for like a little bit, and then went back to normal. Yeah. Played root beer pong.
Root beer pong.
Root beer pong for
getting
Halloween
crazy.
Party. Getting crazy in Happy Valley, Utah.
In Utah Valley.
So Miley has really affected my life in a very interesting way. She's definitely my favorite corrupted Disney princess.
Right.
Miley, if you're listening, I love you.
You weren't gonna ask for a sponsorship?
No, her love's all I really need. So who should we have Miley match up against to really create a good party in the USA? I thought long and hard on this, as well as Caleb did as we were putting this bracket together. Madonna is who we want to have her match up against.
I mean, who better than the Miley Cyrus of the 80s?
exactly,
know?
definitely. Madonna, definitely a more washed up, worn out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not even gonna get into the Hillary Clinton campaign stuff
No,
that she
let's,
brought
let's,
up.
let's not touch on that.
We're not gonna touch that, just as we're not gonna touch her.
Yeah, which is,
Um,
I mean, what she was soliciting to everyone else.
Exactly.
Anyway,
But yeah, I am excited for this matchup. It's definitely I definitely am rooting for Miley.
duh.
She's not my favorite character in this bracket because there's a lot of other white trash people in here.
Right,
Definitely
right.
my favorite female character though
Definitely.
out of this. Speaking of female characters, we got Reba McEntire.
Not just the country star, but the star of the hit well, did I say hit TV show? The star of the bland TV show,
Bland TV.
Reba.
Reba.
You know, the one where her husband leaves her for a blonde idiot that's like 50 pounds heavier than her? That never made sense to me on that show. I didn't really watch enough.
You
of it
know,
to really
maybe if
get
you would have
it,
lived
but
in the trailer park, you would have caught the joke, Caleb.
nah.
It happens there all the time. At least it did when I watched Jerry Springer.
Oh, well, that's fair. That's
Oh
fair.
man. You know what would be awesome? I just thought of this. If we could have Jerry Springer moderate somehow the white
Oh
trash
my gosh, that would
match.
be amazing.
Oh man.
MTV, if you're listening,
MTV. Is
Bring
that where
back-
he's at now?
I don't know, but I'm just, but I
So
was-
he did spring break for MTV,
Right.
Jerry Springer did. And like he always had his own show on, I thought it was the WB network
I don't know. Or it
during
is
the
anymore, to be
daytime.
honest.
I love Jerry Springer is like one of the few shows my family and I watched growing up together.
That's hilarious.
The Simpsons, which was first banned in my house for a few years, and then later my parents just came around and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch it." So that and Jerry Springer was a show that we would watch all the time as a family
Classy.
growing up. I know, very classy. Logan, Iowa.
I'm pretty sure that you know, on the white trash note though, and this is completely off topic now, but I'm pretty sure that like Dr. Phil is the new Jerry Springer, but in a way that he's actually trying to moderate, where Jerry Springer just kind of
Just lets him go.
he just kind of looked like he was constantly trying to get people into fights.
Oh yeah, and that's
You
why
know?
that's why I like Jerry. I don't know if anyone has noticed this. I mentioned this to guests on the show. I mentioned it to Caleb once, I think. Every time when I end the show and I say until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. That is what Jerry Springer says
I just love that he says
he
that at the
ends-
end of his
when-
show.
when he
after-
ends his show
yeah.
after he gets everyone to fight. So that's
yeah,
that's where I picked it up from.
so funny.
Good artist copy, great artist steal. So, but who will Reba McEntire fight? Well, we selected. We figured it was only appropriate to have her fight another country and western star. We have her fighting Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton was definitely a great pick for that. I think that the fight will be very interesting in another one of those old versus new things. I mean, Dolly Parton being more from around the 70s, you know. a little bit,
Yeah.
and then Reba.
As we're rolling dice to see who wins.
Yeah. Reba being from, when was she popular? Like the
She was popular.
I should okay. When was she relatively well known? Was like the
When did she come into the face of the public?
was that like the 90s, right?
I don't know.
Anyway, Reba's from later than Dolly Parton. That's all
Yeah,
you need
and
to
I'm
know.
I have a feeling they're gonna be fighting over in Dollywood.
Oh,
That's
they
how
have
we're
to
gonna-
be. Where else would they fight?
I know, seriously.
Dolly clearly gets home field advantage.
Exactly. Moving on, as we mentioned with a lot of these matchups, a lot of them are couples fighting, and so
This one is definitely no exception.
this one is no exception. So we are going to have Britney Spears in there. We don't even need to mention anything about her because everyone knows. But we're gonna have her fighting K-Fed,
Ugh.
Kevin Federline.
I mean, obviously, we know that K-Fed is not. What is he famous for, by the way, other than being Britney's
Nothing.
husband?
And the best part is for him not being famous for anything besides being with Britney Spears. Originally, he was a backup dancer, so it wasn't even like a real good great dancer. He's just a backup
So-
dancer. Got with Britney Spears.
How though? Like
and
what
I-
did she see? She was like, "Oh man, I really got to get me that backup dancer."
Treat girls like dirt and they'll stick to you like mud. I mean, that is the only that line from Slackers right there. That is the only thing that I can think of. Like he's just a classic
Yeah, dude.
stereotypical D-bag.
He's yeah, definitely.
And so
Definitely.
he also wrote a biography.
Which I don't understand.
And normally people who write biographies have done something with their life.
yeah, accomplished something.
Yeah, unless they're K-Fed,
Yeah, I
who
honestly,
made Britney go crazy.
honestly, I feel like you and I have accomplished more than that guy.
Yeah, I can't dance as well as him in the background, but I feel like
Yeah,
we
but
have
no one
too.
really looks at those guys. Like, no one's like, "Oh man, look at that backup dancer number 3.
Oh man,
That guy's killing it tonight." No, they're looking at the main event.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know,
It
just
is.
throwing it out there. K-Fed, if you're listening, you're an a-hole.
Okay, Fed. We have up in our music bracket still Christina Aguilera, which we were really hoping she was originally going to fight Britney Spears, but then we remembered K-Fed,
Yeah, you have to bring in K-Fed.
and you got to have K-Fed fight. So we're kind of hoping that Britney wins against K-Fed.
Yep.
I think the world is hoping Britney
Yeah,
wins against
I
K-Fed.
think if K-Fed wins at anything, an Angel immediately dies.
Oh man.
And someone is just compelled to club a baby seal.
Oh
That's
my
just-
gosh.
That's just what I think happens. I don't know if it's true,
But it could be.
but for our listeners, let's hope that K-Fed loses.
Yeah, because I would like to see the classic matchup of Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilera outside of Celebrity Deathmatch.
Right.
Maybe we can ask Justin Timberlake to moderate this fight
Right.
as well. I mean, who
Right.
knows?
Yeah.
But we have Christina Aguilera going up against Axl Rose, the notorious Guns N' Roses singer that pretty much everyone hates, and that's why Velvet Revolver came to be.
Well, dude, I just can't believe that he destroyed Guns N' Roses so effectively.
Well, my favorite thing about Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses is he pretty much put together a whole new band of Guns N' Roses
yeah.
a few years back for the MTV Movie Award, and he was the last performer, and he got like really good guitarists, like he got Buckethead,
Sure.
and a couple other really like good musicians to put together this like pseudo Guns N' Roses without the original band members like Slash,
Right.
Duff, the people that like we actually like in that band.
I no one's listening to Guns N' Roses for Axl Rose.
Exactly. And so I remember at the end of that performance, he's just like standing there with his arms up in the air, and like he had like his eyes were ultra wide, like he was just cracked out of his mind. And it's like, yeah, we're back, and then nothing happened with that lineup. I feel bad for Buckethead for tagging along to that.
But I mean, he knew what he was getting into with Axl.
I think he
Come
knew what he was
on.
getting into when he put his KFC bucket of chicken on his head and went out on stage to play.
He had to know.
He had to know. He's like, well, I may be crazy, but I ain't Axl Rose crazy. Another great music matchup that we have the Insane Clown Posse.
Yes!
ICP.
Yes.
Yes. I know.
It'll be in their own words. It'll be a miracle.
Oh my gosh, it's
if
gonna
they
be a
can get past
miracle.
this first round.
I am so pumped for this. Side note, I actually listened to the Insane Clown Posse. And
What?
I don't even care. I like so trashy, not just for that, but partially because of that.
Yeah, I was
And-
gonna say that's like 90% of it though.
And
right?
another thing about the Insane Clown Posse, which is really funny, is like they've impacted my life in the stupidest way too, just like Miley has. A few years ago for Halloween, my friend Shane Barker and we dressed up as Juggalos. Which for people who don't know, that's like the followers of the Insane Clown Posse. They wear like clown makeup and
Yeah,
stuff
dude.
like that.
yeah.
So we went as Juggalos for Halloween. And it's really funny because Shane's family later was like, Shane, don't you like the Insane Clown Posse? He's like, no, I did that as a joke. I really don't like them. And like it just stuck with him. It's like, ah, poor guy. But even funnier, the Insane Clown Posse came to Salt Lake City, and I was trying to get Shane to go, and he just wouldn't for obvious reasons.
Yeah, because it's the Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, and I'd go. But so what I did instead was I took one of the Halloween pictures, and the night of the concert, I put a fake Facebook check-in for us there, and I put the Halloween picture up of us
way.
looking like Juggalos, and I was like, "The Dark Carnival returns, y'all." And Shay was a good sport. He just ran with it, but a lot of people thought it was real, and we were really
That's
there.
so funny.
And I would have been there. And a potential show topic, Caleb, we definitely got to do one on Juggalos,
Duh.
because they're actually going to have a march in Washington later this year.
Really?
Interesting enough.
That-
Let's touch more on that.
Okay.
In the
I-
future.
later on.
But- Insane Clown Posse, Shaggy 2 Dope, and Violent J will be taking on Kid Rock.
for control of
for Control of Detroit.
Detroit.
They are both from Detroit. For those wondering, Eminem is not in the White Trash Bash. We're just gonna come out and say it.
Yeah, we're just
We're not throwing him in the mix for
No,
any more Control
no.
of Detroit stuff. We figured it was best with just ICP and Kid Rock.
I think that's enough.
I think that's,
It's enough.
it
It's
already
enough
feels
crazy.
like it already feels like it's too much.
Yeah, well, right when we started with Insane Clown Posse, it was too much. But
I
then,
know.
then adding Kid Rock,
It's just
who-
already over the edge.
yeah, I mean, I feel like Kid Rock is what K-Fed would be if he sang.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean?
See, Kid Rock, he came from money and tried to be trashy. Like,
Yeah,
on
which is so
purpose.
funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, don't pretend like you had a hard time, you know? Or like when he did that cowboy song, nobody believes that he wants to be a cowboy.
I don't.
Nobody believes that.
I don't, but I still like it. I love the Devil Without a Cause album. About 5 of those songs. The rest is kind of not that great. But about 5 of those songs on there, those were my jam for years.
Sure, I mean, and I will say this: I like the movie Shanghai Noon, and
Oh.
that has I Want to Be a Cowboy.
You know, it would have been really funny if we would have got Kid Rock's DJ, Uncle Cracker, to fight
Ooh.
Kid Rock.
Nah, but
been-
Insane Clown Posse is
I know. We got
It's
enough.
better.
We got enough Detroit going on.
definitely.
There's only so much Detroit to go around.
and there's only so much Detroit that our listeners can handle.
So next on this lineup, we have Garth Brooks,
Yes.
the king of country, unless I guess you count Tim McGraw.
Yeah, we'll just
Or Kenny Rogers.
we'll just stick with Garth.
Yeah, we're just gonna stick with Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks this is hilarious to me. Garth Brooks is the type of guy who can like rent out a place in Omaha, like a Coliseum or whatever, a venue, and sell out every night because it's the Midwest and he's Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
and that happens. That happens.
Yeah. Well, and seriously, he's like one of like 4 people that I could think of that can do that. No one else that I know of, I mean, let's say
with the Midwest specifically, or just
Yeah.
sell out.
no with
weeks
the
at
with,
Ja-
with the Midwest
Oh,
specifically.
okay.
That's what I'm saying. With the Midwest specifically. I don't know that many other people could legitimately do that
I can
for
see
weeks.
311 doing that because they're from Omaha.
Yeah, but
and
that's
everyone,
more of a
everyone just
hometown
loves.
hero
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
It's not really like I don't, and I'm making a huge assumption here. I don't assume that most people from Omaha are really like, oh yeah, 311's music is exactly how we feel. If
You'd be surprised.
well, okay, I'm about to be surprised then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Omaha's an interesting place.
sounds awful.
Yeah, it is. That's why I don't live there. No, it's got its pros and cons, but like generally I don't love it. It's kind of like a mini Portland in a way, but really spread out.
Okay,
So all the terrible things you could think of from Portland,
and then put them in Omaha,
and
make-
then spread them all
and
out,
make them
and then
farther
add a lot
apart.
of gang violence towards the northern part of Omaha, North O as it's called.
North O.
Yeah.
Is that where Garth Brooks his like influence doesn't touch them? or-
No, there's no Garth Brooks influence touching that. So Garth Brooks, who would we have Garth Brooks fight? We thought it was appropriate to have him fight Rob Zombie. Which is like the
For s-
weirdest matchup.
for so many reasons.
Yeah,
though.
I mean, the best part about this is it's like I picture this being a wrestling match
Right.
and Garth Brooks just walking out playing music that's not his own.
Oh
But
yeah.
Rob Zombie, the music that's played for his intro will be his song. And not just one of his songs, but a lot of his songs matched up
yeah.
and then remixed by Skrillex. And then there's like darkness and fire
Oh,
going,
it's so perfect.
and then like fireworks shooting off and all this crazy stuff. And Garth is just sitting in the ring next to the turnbuckle, just shaking in his cowboy boots. That's how I picture this whole thing going down.
yeah, and then Rob Zombie gets out and he's got his unkept hair and his disgusting hygiene habits.
Like he just got out of the trailer to walk in
Yeah.
to go fight Garth
like
Brooks.
literally still covered in his own puke from the party the night before.
Like he
just-
woke up, took like a shot of Jack Daniels, swallows it, and he's like, time to start my day, which apparently starts at 7 p.m. at night.
I mean, when you party as hard as Rob Zombie does,
Exactly. Oh man, it's gonna be great.
excellent matchup.
Excellent matchup. And so then this one's gonna cause a little bit of controversy.
Hopefully.
but hopefully. And so at the end of 2016, MTV put out a video that we discussed on our show about New Year's resolutions for white men. And
in there.
in there, um, they talked about, you know, some things that, you know, Caleb and I specifically could do better. We covered this in one of our past shows.
Right.
And some of the people in there, they said, you guys can have Kanye.
So
Pretty much, it goes, you know what you did, Kanye. And because Kanye talked to President Trump, white people can apparently claim Kanye into their social group.
and so
And so we are adding Kanye West, who apparently MTV said it was okay for us to have him.
right.
So don't be
right.
mad at us, be mad at MTV.
Yeah.
Just-
MTV, if you're listening, this is your bad.
This is your bad, MTV, as if you don't have enough crap to deal with. So we are having Kanye West in the White Trash Bash, and Kanye is my favorite contender.
Oh, he's the clear favorite.
the clear favorite.
from the
the
from the
black
country-
guy,
yeah.
the minority,
Yeah.
the minority
the only black guy on the bracket.
in the White Trash Bash.
But they told us, hey, they said we can have
MTV
him.
said we could have him.
He's ours now.
Yeah, he's one of us.
Yeah, he's ours now. I mean,
We're gonna get so much liberal backlash.
oh, dude, we're gonna get destroyed right
We're
now.
gonna get destroyed. But they said we could have him.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought he was like cool with us.
yeah,
But I'm really
but
hoping.
I mean,
I really want Kanye to win this because it would be so. It would
oh,
be
it would be so
awesome
hilarious.
because we could be like, you know, he won this fair and square. There was no affirmative action. He just won it, and that's what's
Well,
great.
and the funny thing about it is though too, like with Kanye's like Kid Rock from Malibu in a way, because again, here's a dude who came from money, and now he writes music
And he's crazy as crap.
pretending that he's like lived through all this stuff, and it's like, dude, go home to Malibu and stop pretending.
Claiming he's like the greatest rock star ever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like
Yeah.
the greatest rock star ever to me is a guy who was black, but it was Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, dude,
who?
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the dude played guitar with his teeth
Yeah, the guy Jimi Hendrix. If you're listening
from heaven.
from heaven, we adore you.
We miss you, and please come back.
Please come back. So Kanye West, who would we have Kanye fight?
I think
Naturally,
it's obvious.
I think it's obvious with all domestic disputes. We are having him fight Kim Kardashian, my favorite white trash person
Oh my god.
from Los Angeles area.
Even though, isn't she like, wait, and I'm spitballing on this one too. I don't know a lot about her. Isn't she like ethnically like Middle Eastern or something?
Something like that. I know she's like pretty much mixed, but she's enough to throw in this.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we had to bring in the couple.
Exactly.
You can't have Kanye without Kim.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm really hoping Kanye at least makes it to the final four.
Dude, if he does,
I'll be so happy.
I'll be dancing in the streets.
Yeah, I mean that is my contender who I want to win
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Next in the bracket, and this is our final matchup that we have for this show. We have the cast of Hee Haw.
Yes.
The
Yes.
the cast of Hee Haw. The what was it, like a country variety show basically?
Yeah.
I remember watching some of this on CMT when I was a kid, thinking, what is going on? I'm not even old enough to be on drugs.
I still don't understand exactly what that show's about.
I don't either.
I just know that it's one of those variety shows that my parents seem to like.
Yeah, my parents too, because obviously they were the ones watching. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
Can we watch some Jerry Springer already?
I tried to ask my mom one time what it was about, and she explained it, and I still didn't understand.
Too country for you, huh?
I came out of it thinking to myself, I don't want to understand this anymore at all.
I don't even want to try to identify.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna do enough research into this to be like, oh yeah, hee haw, that's this. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Who are we having Hee Haw fight? And this is another band that has had a great influence on me that I love, but everyone hates, naturally, Nickelback.
Because you can't have a white trash bash
Without Nickelback.
Nickelback.
Yeah, and I
mean,
I love Nickelback. It's not even guilty pleasure because like I'm just so honest about it. I bought tickets to go to the Nickelback concert in Salt Lake City,
oh no.
and like I was gonna buy a beach ball and everything to bring to that concert.
for you and his other two fans.
Yeah, exactly. And one of his other two fans were my friends who also bought tickets as well.
Awesome.
And it was about 4 of us And Chad Kroeger, for those that don't know, is the lead singer in Nickelback.
He's the guy that has the hair that looks like ramen.
It's changed. He's cut it since and got rid of his goatee. He really cleaned up. He looks like a handsome man now. So I don't want you making fun of him, Caleb.
I'm gonna still make fun of him.
Yeah, I know. He had to get surgery on his throat, probably because of the way he sings.
Yeah, definitely because of the way he sings.
Definitely because of the
Are
way
you
he
serious right now?
I am. And so
What else would it be?
I was really sad because the tickets got canceled. The concert got canceled. The tickets got refunded, and so I didn't get to see him. And I really wanted to see Nickelback. And like I was like at work bragging about this, and everyone's like, "Dude, what's wrong with you? Do you need like therapy or something?" But like I really like Nickelback, and oh man, I was so excited to see them, and unfortunately, I didn't get to. Speaking of Nickelback, gotta mention this. Shout out back to Shane Barker and Halloween. So for Halloween, for 2016, what Shane Barker did was he wanted to go as the worst person ever, and so what he did was he borrowed my "Make America Great Again" hat that I got from my brother for Christmas, and he wore cut off like jean shorts,
The
jorts, and
gross.
I grew like a what was it, like not like a Fu Manchu, but like a really trashy like beard or goatee or something.
Yeah,
No, a neck beard. He had a neck
that's
beard.
what it was. Yeah,
He had a neck beard,
little neck beard.
and he wore a Nickelback shirt, and he went as what he described as the worst person ever.
Or what we described in this show as the stereotypical Trump voter.
Yeah.
That guy that doesn't really exist.
Yeah, the pure white trash guy.
Yeah.
And the best part about Nickelback is they're from Canada.
Which is the thing that makes it all the more hilarious.
I know, and like the thing is, like when you think about like America and like rock and like music and things like that, like the song "Rockstar" by Nickelback and all the people it shows in that music video, which I'm sure you have not seen, Caleb, because you're not a good Nickelback fan.
I'm not a Nickelback fan
It shows
at
like
all.
ZZ Tops, like all these Playboy models, all this stuff that's like really American, and it's awesome, and it shows all this, and they're Canadian.
He didn't even give a shout out to Rush,
No,
who is another
Canadian band.
prominent Canadian. Like probably, I mean, that's got to be one of the most talented bands around. Super Canadian. He didn't even give a shout out to them.
I thought you were saying that Nickelback was one of the most super
No,
talented
Rush.
bands around.
No.
Oh, my bad. I
Quit that noise. Quit that
misunderstood.
noise. That is definitely not what I'm saying here. Rush.
Funny
Rush.
thing. One of my old coworkers used to say, and this was back when Chad Kroeger, lead singer of Nickelback, was dating Avril Lavigne, who was also Canadian. He goes, "I can't wait."
Who is also terrible.
Who? You're just out for Canada tonight.
No,
Just
it's not.
hating on
I'm
hating
not
on
out for Canada.
Nickelback.
I love Rush.
Hating on.
I just said I love Rush.
Anyway, but he said, "I can't wait for Chad Kroeger and Avril Lavigne to get married so that they can adopt Justin Bieber."
See, and there's another one. Why does Canada keep bringing out the worst musicians?
Anyway, that's our show.
They made
I
it.
want to thank Caleb for coming on today and helping with the white trash bracket.
Always.
And until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the MCS1 show. For bi-weekly episodes on society and counterculture, subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. For regular updates, show notes, and links, head to the MCS1show.com or search AOL keyword MCS1.